Considering the ongoing crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon since late 2016, a lot has happened. The effects of the crisis has caused over 900,000 internally displaced persons and refugees, loss of lives and livelihood, economic meltdown, hopelessness, just to name but these. Looking at the adverse effects from the crisis accompanied by the COVID-19 pandemic, the attainment of a sustainable world by 2030, and Africa we want by 2063, and an emerging Cameroon by 2035 is most likely far-fetched if urgent actions are not taken. With this in mind, it is necessary for various stakeholders to partner to rebuild hopes and pave the way for the achievement of the global goals for a better humanity. As part of the way forward to face these challenges of our times, The Light, a philanthropic organization, has mandated herself to assist the underprivileged and needy communities, improve well-being of the vulnerable populations, and promote the sustainable development goals in 5 distinct domains, namely vocational training, sustainable agriculture and environmental protection, education for vulnerable children and women empowerment, youth leadership training, and capacity building and community interventions.
The Light is a philanthropic organization that was created in 2018 to assist the needy communities to meet up with the basic challenges of the day-to-day life. The Light has 5 departments. The very first one is the vocational training department. The second is education for the vulnerable children and women empowerment. The third is sustainable agriculture and environmental protection. The fourth is youth empowerment, and the fifth is community intervention.
Under the banner of its vocational capacity building arm, The Light carried out an entrepreneurship and marketing skills bootcamp intended to empower trainees of Harboring Trust training programs, one of its flagship programs funded by the Global Youth Mobilization.
The reason why we are here today in our Brain Trust Tailoring program is because we have a project that is ongoing on empowerment for young girls, school dropouts, and the needy of the community. This is a project we have always done. Year in, year out, we have always run this project. But it so happened that we noticed some of the lapses, which are that after we empower the trainees, we noticed that they go about without following the scheme that we give them. For example, when you train someone, you expect the person to go open a shop. But we know that most of them will go stay back home, and it's not just because they lack the incentives to start. It's also because some of them lack some of the marketing skills. Some of them might have been into some kind of gender issues which might be holding them back. Reasons why we launched this particular session and proposed to the Global Youth Mobilization, and they approved it, that we have to train these girls on marketing, empowerment, gender issues, moral standards and values. We hope that from here they will pick up, they will live from here as changed people who have been changed, who have learned something new, and in the society they will demarcate themselves. In the long run, what the Light will expect of them is that this training should not go in vain. We want them to make the Light proud by becoming the kind of entrepreneurs that we have ever dreamt of. They want the kind of entrepreneurs that we pitch to them every day. Because by talking to them, we take examples to make them understand that they are not the last in the community. They are not the last. Others who were in their situation, even worse situation than them, have become better people by believing in themselves, by looking themselves in the mirror and understanding that the only person to change their situation is that person they see in the mirror, which is themselves. So they have to be committed, hold the bulls by the horns, and move forward so that we get proud of them. By so doing, many more people of the community, their entourage, their families, will be proud of them too. On the gender aspect, which I also very much applauded, I will continue to pray that they surmount all the challenges. They should keep all the challenges behind them and consider that they can make it by themselves. They should learn from here, pick up, and then achieve just by being very committed and obedient.
It is evident that the effects of the socio-political crisis are somewhat closely related to that of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Light, in her part, put in place the measures in curbing the pandemic. To this facilitator, the entrepreneurship and marketing training will enable the participants create value in fashion designing for global standards, as he hopes they build and develop the skills learned.
Because your work is in the result of your production. So if you are able to take time to learn, you can reproduce. And if you reproduce greatly, it can take you to greater height. Because the people you see and admire, they are tellers. If they tell you some of those who produce their suits, you will be shocked. So I encourage everybody out there, please sign up to this program and then you will thank us later.
He further highlighted some of the challenges faced by individuals in the field that hinders them from becoming successful entrepreneurs.
Most of them don't believe that their work can be extended, that their work can be consumed by people across different geographical areas. I also think that one of the reasons why they are not excelling is because they don't also invest in marketing. Most of them are not aware. Probably they have never attended trainings like these that exposes them to some of the strategies, some of the marketing strategies that could be employed in order for them to take their businesses to the next level. Some of them know the skills, they are good tellers, but they don't have the entrepreneurial capability, the competence. They don't have the business background, the business knowledge that warrant them to be able to well coordinate their business and take it to the next level. So I think that trainings like this are very important.
Mainstreaming gender in the activities of the Brain Trust Tailoring Program was a laudable initiative to promote Goal 5 of gender equality, enabling them to address gender issues.
Gender-based violence is a phenomenon which is deeply rooted in harmful traditional norms and harmful traditional practices, which Cameroon so happens to be one of the countries with a high rate of patriarchy and harmful traditional norms. Also, we have issues of unequal power relations and non-respect for human rights, which generally are the root causes of gender-based violence. Now, bringing it down to our experiences, after looking at the root causes, we want to also look at some contributing factors to GBV, which we experience in our daily living in Cameroon and in our communities. You have issues of the ongoing Anglophone crisis. This is one contributing factor to gender-based violence, and we all will agree that due to the crisis we have had several more cases of gender-based violence recorded, and this was further exacerbated by the outbreak of the COVID-19, which we also recorded so many cases of gender-based violence. You also have poverty as a contributing factor. You see many more persons experience, especially women, who statistically are the most victims or survivors of gender-based violence.
Participants say the bootcamp was transformative, as the knowledge and skills drawn from the training will enable them to succeed in their career, gain confidence, and reduce dependence.
From what I have learned today as regarding this seminar, I have learned firstly that as a girl child, I don't have any limitations. What a male child can do, I can also do. And secondly, I have also learned that others who have gone through gender-based violence, from what I have learned here today, I can also teach them and also empower them so that they can be confident about themselves, same as I am confident about myself.
For the terrorists here, I'm so happy that I'm one of the terrorists. So I want to encourage my colleague here. I want to encourage them that they should put more effort to learn the work, because the work is good. For me, I left my school halfway because of this crisis. So I came here in Southwest and I started the tailoring work. So I'm happy that all my colleagues are gathered here with me. I'm happy to see them also because many of my classmates, they have gone too far, but I'm still back. But I'm happy that I'm learning this tailoring. It will help me in my future to build up a better home. So I want to encourage them. Let them have patience. Yes, everything has time. So if they have patience in this tailoring work, they'll achieve what they want.
This past trainee prides herself as a successful and established tailor despite the difficulties she encountered during her journey in the Brain Trust tailoring program.
When I was here, it was very challenging for me to come to work early and to go back late and to also learn to focus. It was very challenging. So I thank God for everything He has been doing. Even this dress today, I now have a shop. So even this dress today is made by me. Thank you very much.
The bootcamp was well appreciated by the trainees as they gave their vote of thanks to those who made it possible.
I want to thank the Global Youth Mobilization for organizing this program and also to encourage my fellow colleagues that we need to put hands together to learn, support each other, because we did not come to remain in Brain Trust. We all came to live and open up our own workshop and also build a better home. Thank you.
Brain Trust, I am empowered. Brain Trust, I am empowered.
In order to build a successful career in tailoring and fashion designing, the population is called upon to take advantage of the Brain Trust training program to empower themselves, promote decent work and economic growth for a better world.